Hello world, it's nearly 1300 on the 17th of November, it's a Sunday. I'm in the office and doing the filing. And I'm looking at what's going on in the skies, and I've got it in my head to try and give a current sort of overview of where the planet is. Not so much individuals or individual planets, but where our planet that we live on and share with. Firstly, I want to look at the helio perspective because heliocentrically is really important. Heliocentric astrology places the sun at the center of the horoscope, and the only fundamental difference between heliocentric and geocentric, with the earth at the center, is that with heliocentric there's never any retrogrades and the moon is too small to be considered. It's just part of the earth. Heliocentrically, the Uranus-Pluto square is exact. This coming week. It's now 2 minutes of 1 degree, or just over 1/10,000th of one circle away from being absolutely precise. And this is being amplified by Jupiter also being in exact opposition to Pluto and square to Uranus over this last couple of weeks, now just beginning to fade away. At the same time, Jupiter is involved in an ongoing grand trine between Jupiter, Saturn and Chiron, suggesting that a more holistic and balanced, structured approach to growth is the desired outcome across the board, species-wide. In many ways, it's almost as if the human race's job is done. Contact has been made, we've gone out. From a geocentric perspective, of course, it's full moon. It's full moon in a couple of hours' time. It's full moon in Taurus, and it's quite a nice full moon. There's not really what I would call any difficult aspects to this moon, or to the sun, or to the moon, and both of them make reasonably favourable aspects to Jupiter, and to a lesser extent planets in Virgo and Capricorn. So as full moons go, it's quite a healthy one. Also, the moon's in Taurus, where it really loves being. And if there's one word that really describes Taurus and Scorpio together, it would be the word sensual. So there is a kind of sensual feel about the energy at this time. And over the coming week, the two prime influences astrologically, regardless of individual sign or world situation, is that of Venus and Mars. Venus, because it is continuing its ongoing conjunction to Pluto for another week, which I'm actually seeing as quite healthy, even though it's also squared Uranus. And it's coming into sextiling Saturn, and then opposing Jupiter, then sextiling Mars. All of these for Venus in Capricorn are seen as nice aspects. So that Venus is quite a nice influence at the moment. And I note that when Venus goes forward a bit further and goes retrograde towards the end of December and stands still at 28-29 Capricorn, then it comes back and it flirts and tries to seduce Pluto further forward, faster in January, and she will fail. But it'll be an interesting seduction when Venus comes back almost to hit Pluto again at the end of the retrograde period, at the end of January. So on the one hand, this week is very much around Venus in Capricorn and the managing of responsibility with a degree of sensuality, because Venus, of course, rules the full moon sign of Taurus. At the same time, Mars, also in an earth sign of Virgo, sextiling Jupiter now, strongest aspect of the week. Mars sextile Jupiter, key word for that's got to be opportunity. And Mars is also still sextiling Saturn. Venus is catching up with Mars. It's a healthy Mars. There's opportunities around for it to be much more expressive. So put Venus and Mars both in earth signs, both in good ways. It suggests to me that the role of, there's going to be just a little bit more mixing of gender role models and the more phasing in of the old clear boundaries. You know, this is just one of the things that Pluto and Capricorn's doing, is really bringing the end, final, permanent end of the patriarchy, I believe. And Uranus in Aries is kicking and screaming on that, but it's realizing that change has to happen. Saturn in Scorpio is bringing the end before it moves into Sagittarius, the end of the old before it moves into Sagittarius and brings a new sense of philosophy and a new truth into the affairs. So Uranus-Pluto square this week, heliocentrically, once and once only. This is about it. It's about as strong as it gets. See you next week, I guess. Catch you later. Bye.